Aries, this is your week ahead tarot card reading from Born Without Boundaries Tarot. It is for Aries, Sun, Moon, and Rising sign. Aries, this is a pretty intense week because of the full moon that you are absolutely involved in. The Sun is in opposition to the moon in Libra, so the Sun is in Aries. So understand that especially for a group of you, which I will go over in this reading, it is going to be very intense, especially where your partnerships are concerned. Please do take all the energy where it resonates in your life. It really is your reading, and you can use the energy metaphorically as well. If you want a full astrology breakdown for the week, then please find my second YouTube channel, Astrology Motivation, and that's where I break down astrologically everything that's going on for Aries for the week. This is a timeless reading, so whenever it comes to you, it's the right moment. This is really interesting. So this card, Bugs, is all about frustrations, things that are bugging you, bothering you, pestering you, getting all over you, maybe getting out of hand. But it comes in reverse, and it's one of those cards that I like to see in reverse, because to me this means you're working out all the kinks. You're kind of knocking the bugs off of you. The stuff that has been bugging you is now front and center, out in the open, and you're taking care of it. You also have doctor. So there is some sort of medical interaction this week, confronting the stuff that has been bugging you, confronting the stuff that maybe has been making you ill, making you sick, some sort of diagnosis, some sort of... I'm getting a real sense of finality, but not finality in a bad way, finality in a way of the pain is over, the suffering is over, the bugging or the frustration or the itching, the discomfort is over. You're actually talking about and addressing it in a way that will actually heal it. So healing and working out, there's a lot of healing in this energy for you guys. I love that energy, actually. Let's get into the tarot. Aries. There's some happy news that's coming. We're going to get into it. We have the Four of Wands. We'll get the whole story, but let's see first what it's connected to. There are two other cards here. Four of Wands is all about celebration and happiness. Could be an actual physical celebration, or at least finding the people that are like your tribe, finding the place where you belong, where you will be celebrated and you will feel like you contribute most. There is some good times and happiness that are coming this week. We have Five of Cups, disappointment here, and then we have the Two of Pentacles. So these two cards together with the Four of Wands make me think of your suffering has changed your mind about what you value, in what you've been through and what you've lost. And there is a loss here. And you get that sense with Bugs and the medical, the doctor as well, this sense of there is a finality, there is a finish, but it's a finish that needs to happen in order for the clear, the good, the healthy to start. The Five of Cups indicates disappointment, something, a failure, maybe even a failure inside yourself. But this is full acknowledgement. It's changing and shifting you. It's changing your value system. And I think that's why it's so clear, and maybe you're so grateful for what you're also blessed with this week. So even though there is definitely that sort of in your face, there's also in your face about what has been making you suffer or what has been causing you trouble. It's actually happy news, celebration, because now I know what to change. And now I'm ready. If I've been a part of it, whoever I've let in my life that's a part of it, this is a real understanding of I'm ready for the change. I'm willing to make the change. And it's also kind of saying that those past disappointments, that suffering, it's all clear now. It all makes sense. And that the tides are changing. And you will have a reason to celebrate this week. Definitely leave the comments below, guys. I love to hear your comments. Aries. Okay, so where are we headed? Where are we headed? Remember, we have a full moon. Or we had a full moon. We have a full moon today or early this morning or late last night, wherever you... and even though that is a part of the astrology, this is the mentality here. The mentality is release. So we have the Tower, and I'm going to get into exactly what this Tower is. But this indicates that something completely finished, a total ending. And there's something that was fated to end. So it's not necessarily like you had control over the situation. Certainly you probably did contribute to factors, but there is a sense of this was meant to come down. This was meant to fall. It may not even be something that happened to you. It could be something that happened to you, but it may not be something that happened to you personally, but the effect of it ending, you will feel, right? And there's some sort of liberation here. Okay, so there's definitely an ending when it comes to heartbreak, maybe an ending because of heartbreak, or an ending to a terrible situation, a situation that was perpetually breaking your heart. I don't see this because one came out on top of the other. I see this as heartbreak led to an ending, a finish and completion. So it's not like a tower, a bad thing that's going to happen, it's going to break your heart. No. Your heart was broken, and that led to you and something else completely breaking away. So this is almost like a completion of what started as disappointment and suffering. Now it is officially completely done. And maybe that's why I'm picking up a little bit on liberation. But let's see exactly. The Tower. Can you please, God, describe to me the Tower? It's got to do with something in the past. Ace of Swords. What this tells me is you've known it for a while. And you came to this conclusion and understanding a while ago. I don't know how long ago, could be up to a year ago, could be a few months ago, could be last month. But it's enough in the past for me to realize that this has been building. Whatever this finality has happened, it now is final. It has broken your heart, but you could see this coming because you have been disappointed for a while. But I'll tell you this right now, Aries, it comes at just the right time because simultaneously there's something to celebrate. And I don't think you would be able to grab onto this happiness if you were still at a point where you were trying to make something work and hold on to it even though you knew it was crumbling. The crumbling means you're liberated and free to take this opportunity that you really wanted. So in the wake of really bad news, it's like in taking down the tower, it took down the chains within the tower. So your chains are broken. And that may feel like shit at first, right? When those chains that have been dug into you for so long, they fall away. Ow, it rips off skin, it hurts. But it's actually liberation. And right at the right time when your ship comes in to say, okay, well, come on, get on board. What are you standing there waiting for? I mean, it's like liberation may be painful, but it's not always bad. So let's get into, please God, explain the tower. What exactly has happened in the tower? What exactly has happened in the tower? Knight of Wands is here, so it has something to do with, but see, I think that this is just the freedom because it's coming out a little in the future. A sense of being able to chase your heart's desires. As soon as I heard this, it could have something to do with sexuality, sensuality, because of the Knight of Wands there. A sense of maybe impulsive behavior led you to this moment. But let's get specifically the tower. What is the tower? It's answering my question with another question, basically. It's a shift, a change in finances, something that will change your finances. Something you've been thinking, a change, I'll put it this way, exactly what I said. It's a change that you have been considering for a while, but you haven't wanted to pull the trigger. You haven't been able to say yes or no, maybe because you haven't even been able to acknowledge just how much you want it. But this 4 means now I've got my thoughts in order, and this 4 means now my emotions are certain. I'm stable, so I'm ready to make the choice and make the change. The Tower really wasn't answered. All I can say is you probably already know, and you could tell me what the Tower is yourselves. Moon card for Aries, please. Adjustments are required. Right. And I think that's very personal. Adjustments are required within you, but conclusions are within reach. This is, once again, we have full moon eclipse. And there's a full moon. There was a full moon this week on the 5th, 6th of April, today, early this morning. But it wasn't an eclipse. The first eclipse, the eclipse season begins the next moon, which is a new moon, on April 21st. But this means great change. Adjustments are required because major changes happen. And it's a sense of, with eclipse, these aren't changes that you could necessarily control. It wasn't necessarily your choice, but it was something that was set up by the universe to blast a hole in the wall so you could get out. I know that because I feel it. But there is a sense of, okay, now I've got to own up to letting the chains drop away. I can't make any excuses anymore. If I do, people are going to realize that I've been putting the chains on myself, right? So there's a sense of, okay, now I've got to act on this because I've got to change. Nobody's leaving me any room for anything else. Okay, so, we got another card. Nothing is yet set in stone. That is interesting. As we move into the future, there's a sense of there is wiggle room. Things hadn't been decided, and maybe they won't be decided for a while. So in other words, why did I get happy? Because nothing is yet set in stone is a great energy for change. It's like I said in the beginning, it's like a perfect climate. It's like the perfect storm. It's the perfect climate for change because everything has collapsed, but everything is in flux. So even things outside of you and on the other side of you, nobody has made decisions yet. Nothing has come to a halt, but like everything is still in flux. So when you experience this dynamic change that you cannot escape, you'll also find on the other side that there's plenty of room for maneuvering. You know what I'm saying? I hope so. So let's get a little bit deeper. We got to get into the details. This is not all bad. This is like something intense pushing you into something that's actually really wonderful. We have King of Swords here. So a decision or a conclusion is made. You've been pondering it or thinking about it for a while. Maybe you were stuck between a rock and a hard place. You're not stuck between a rock and a hard place anymore. I don't think the rock or the hard place exists. I think maybe there was something that you were waiting on, a decision that you were waiting on that you weren't certain about, like you hadn't heard anything, but now you hear something. Now it's clear. And so you can clearly make a decision. And it's definitely in your favor because it's somebody respecting or appreciating how you've behaved. This is also a sense of, in some ways, I just heard, being on your best behavior. Not because you have to, but because you want to. Because all the changes have made you humble in a way that has made you a lot more grateful and willing to seize opportunities when you have them. So what are we talking about right now for Aries this week? Three of Wands, your ship's coming in. So something you cast out a while ago but you hadn't heard from, it's coming back around to you. A new start, a new beginning, a new chance, a new opportunity, something brand new. It's coming to you. It's also something that you are passionate about or something that all of a sudden you're discovering you're passionate about. Three of Wands and Ace of Wands. It's like the blessing that's being delivered to you is a fresh start. Let's go to the extended. The link is down below. If you're on TV, you will have to definitely connect to the links through your mobile phone, desktop, laptop, because they don't work on TV. I will see you guys over there.